Hey folks, Pauleh here, and I'm playing Banished. Now I want to point something out before I start. I've only had about 2 people working each of these crop fields, and I had to do an early harvest, but this one pulled in 1400, this one pulled in 1600, and this one pulled in 1300. Now I can only assume it's pulling in that much because we've got educated people working the farms. That's all I can think of. I'm hoping that is the case because it's just going to bode well for me if it is. So we took a bit of a hit in the last video. We ran out of food and people died of starvation. In fact, we're about to run out of food again, and the average health of citizens is down. So I'm kind of struggling at the moment. I'm going to get sorted out here. Waiting on a new road to be built to a new forester's lodge. Keep that firewood up. But the food situation is dire at the moment. I wonder if I built a fishing dock here, how much would it cover? Because I've really got to do something about my food situation since we've expanded so much. That's probably one of the best. I mean, I could do it here, but it ends up going in. Pretty sure the best one I had was like so make sure I get as much of it covered as possible. That would have been perfect. I think that's my best bet. I'm gonna go ahead and get that built here, and I'm hoping I can. I don't want to build a road just yet. Well, it might be okay. Go ahead and build that road there. All I can do is hope it just doesn't suddenly turn ugly. The good thing is I haven't had to worry about people freezing to death because of no firewood, so we've been okay in that department for many years now. Food has been fairly stable, although we did run out and everyone died, and I currently have no food now, so that is dangerous. I may have to do an early harvest. Now I did an early harvest before and it was fine, so I may harvest once we hit 60. In fact, I want to check something out. So he's educated. He's educated. He isn't. She isn't. She isn't. She is. He isn't. He is. She is. He is. He is. Okay, so as you can see, my workforce is getting to the point where everyone's sort of... How do you have no job? It's getting to the point where everyone's sort of educated, which is really good news for me. I mean, I could just leave it 2 citizens working per field. I mean, I could do that. But I think I want to get people working at that fishing place as soon as possible. Oh, in fact, what we need is... Average health of citizens is going down, so we want 2 herbalists at the very least. That gives me 1 spare labourer to assign somewhere. Maybe put them in the hunting cabin. Can't hurt. How's the gatherer's hut though? They got 2 people working here. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to have a bunch of new deaths because people are hungry. So I'm going to start harvesting. Which field has the most? Okay, this one. We'll start harvesting it, get the food in, make sure no one dies of starvation, and then we will harvest the rest of these soon. In fact, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to harvest 2 fields at once, because we've got a lot of hungry people popping up now. And if I can avoid another catastrophe, then that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I could do a third, but yeah, let's get a third going. In fact, let's just do all of them at this point. A lot of hungry people. Okay, what have we got here? We've got warm coats, we've got peaches, we've got cabbage. They don't have any of the animals that I require. Well, this person seems to have everything. How do I get livestock? I swear I'm missing something here. Unless it comes under like mutton for sheep and stuff, but I doubt that. I do have some tools. I could go ahead and get the peaches in. There we go, we'll trade that, that will give us some food. I need one more person here to actually handle that transaction. Uh-oh. Yeah, the second I've got 0 food and I see hungry people, I need to just start harvesting the crop fields as soon as possible, otherwise it's going to turn bad. There's no getting around that, that's just how it is. Cemetery's almost full. Gotta say, this game is hard. I mean, this is the furthest I've gotten so far, and the largest, but still. The problem with having 2 people work each farm is that there's not enough of them to actually get it harvested ASAP, so like we're gonna miss a lot of food here just because there's not enough people to sort of help speed it up. Alas, there's not much I can do about that. Really want this fishing dock set up. I mean, we're still alive for now. See, food's low, so this coming year it's gonna get dangerous. What I might end up doing is pausing production at this fishing dock and then focus it over here. The gatherer's hut still seems to be bringing in a good amount of food. And the hunting cabin, that's picked up a bit as well, so I mean that's good. So where is everyone? Are they... Is that path actually placed, or...? No, it's being worked on. A lot of the stuff out here might already be done. Nope. I think it's because they're working from this end. I'm really hoping the merchant's going to come by with some livestock. That's what I'm waiting for. Alright, here we go. Finally going to get this fishing dock up. And yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll pause production here. We'll set them up down here because this is going to hit more water, so hopefully that's going to mean more fish. Constant flow during the coming year. Okay, so the problem we have now is that we've got no food. It's spring, so as soon as I can start harvesting these fields, I'm going to have to do it. Come on, get that built. Get that built. I'm worried that this is going to be my last year. I don't think I'm going to make it to year 30. I'm scared. If we can just get this fishing dock built, I'm hoping it will just be a boom of food. The only other place I might be able to get the same results is by setting one up here as well. I'd have to make a little bridge, but if it could hit a good amount of water, then yeah, it's definitely worth doing. Yes, build, build, build. I mean, 271 fish is not good for a whole year with 2 people working now. We're not going to look at the gatherer, and they've brought in... Oh, about the same. Oh, that's current season. Last season, yeah. So, I probably should assign more people to the gatherer's hut, to be honest. But hopefully it's going to improve once I get this set up. It's like you've got boats, go and use them. Okay, so how are these fields doing? 25%, 20. They're slow growing. Oh no. I didn't think I'd ever fill that up. So what could I do now? I could... It probably won't hurt to... Oh, I could get a market at some point, I forgot about that. There we go, get 2 more stockpiles there, should help. They don't cost anything to make, so... I'm just going to go ahead and start harvesting this field. I hope it's not going to mess it up too much. Because people, in fact, I'm going to do a couple of them, see what happens. Because people are starving. Another trader incoming, that's always good. Fishing dock is almost done. Yeah, I'm going to have a big wave of people die off here in a moment. And average health is still going down. Problem is that it's... I think this might be it. See, at this point I just want to close my eyes and not watch the inevitable happen. It's just amazing how quickly they can die off from starvation when other times they can last like long times, seasons and seasons without food. It's a brutal game, I tell you. But I think the idea is that you never want it to fall below a certain amount. Like if I can keep it above 1,000 or 500, that's what I need to do. And because I harvested it so soon, we barely got any food out of it. I think this is the end. I really do think this is the end. That's a shame, I was doing quite well. Let's go ahead and stop work here. How many people do I have? We'll knock it up to 4 anyway. Okay, so we've got plenty of stone, so the stone cutters, where are the stone cutters? We don't need them at the moment, we've got a lot of labourers. See if I can reassign some people here. Make sure everything works okay. See, a part of me wants this just to be the end so I can start fresh and use what I've learned to make everything work. So, I mean, what I essentially did was I expanded. I think I expanded too quick. I don't know, it's hard to tell because sometimes you just seem to be okay on food. Like my fields were producing a lot of food and all of a sudden it just wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It's probably because I expanded. I have to keep up food demand. So if I ever do another town, another village, I'm gonna have to just focus on food and wood. That's it, you know, everything else can wait. I mean, the trading post seems to be a massive waste of time in my opinion. I haven't had anything useful come by. Is that all firewood there? Okay. We haven't died off yet though, I want to point that out. I think it's a matter of time. My cemetery is completely full. I should build another one, but to be honest, screw it, it's game over as far as I can tell. Then again, I still have 30 people, you know. When my previous villages died, you know, 30 people was like the max amount of folk I had. But now we have no food at all, and I mean, the one thing I really like about this game, well, I'm not sure if I like it, but the one thing I'm sort of impressed that the developer went ahead and did, this game is so unforgiving. Like, if you do one misstep, that's it, you're falling down, you know what I mean? There is no room for error in this game. If you screw up, that's it, everyone's dead. I can't think of like another game that I've played where it's been that brutal. I mean, this is probably one of the, I mean, I've played like Daisy and Don't Starve, and I don't think they come close in terms of brutality as this game does, you know, in the fact that messing up, when you mess up in this game, you mess up big. There's no tiny error, you know what I mean? This is crazy. I can't believe this has happened. Alright, well, I definitely think this is the end of the village, and we're gonna slowly sit here and watch it die. But I think what I'll do next is probably start another village, as I've said, and get it going, and then I'll start recording. But I'm gonna try and be a bit more smarter if I can. I'm gonna just have like 10 fields and one house, or maybe one house per field, so each homeowner gets like their own crop field to go harvest food. I think that's what I might do. Oh my god, this was a disaster. This was a disaster. Oh god. I think the thing I'm most disappointed in is I wanted to see how much fish this area was going to get. Oh bollocks. I can't believe this went so bad so quickly, you know. Oh man. I find it a bit funny, but at the same time everyone's dying, so I probably shouldn't be laughing, but I just can't believe this happened. Can't believe it. Then again, we may survive, I don't know, I doubt it, but I mean we got like 13 mouths to feed and everyone's a farmer, so I feel like I should just put them all out of their misery, start work on the farms. We're bringing in the food now. Yay, we survived! Oh dear. I just can't believe how quickly that just... oh my god. That was so bad. So bad. So, a couple of things. I mean, I'm pretty certain this village is doomed, and I definitely don't want to try and nurse it back to health from like 10 people. So, I probably will start over. But let's have a look back and see what I did. Now, a lot of people say, first thing I want to address is the roads. A lot of people say don't use the roads because they're, it's a waste of stone and so on. And to be honest, I haven't actually run out of stone in this whole game, just because there's been tons of resources around for me to go send people to get. So everyone's been walking max speed along the roads, which I think has been okay. It hasn't really affected me all that much. The fields were a good thing to have, just having them at the start, it kept me going for quite a long time and we didn't die or anything like that, so that was good until now, but that worked out okay. The schoolhouse, I mean that was okay when I was at the peak, and I had plenty of people manning everywhere at that time. You can't build one early though, because if you build one early, all the kids are going to start training there, and then, yeah, I mean, that's not good. I was able to keep people warm, we didn't run out of firewood because, I had the several forester buildings set up, which was very useful. That was definitely needed, because not once did I run out of wood. I mean, every other time I've played so far, this is like my third town, and I never ran out of wood because we constantly had people just bringing it in. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep us around 300, enough to a constant supply of 300. That is, that's enough to keep the woodcutters busy. So we were okay in those regards. The tailor never got enough leather, but then the problem was that I had so many buildings to man. I couldn't max everywhere. Like the hunters only had like 2 people in there, and so on. But the gatherer's hut, let's have a look at the gatherer's hut. The gatherers did a really good job in terms of collecting. That always seems like a good thing to go. Get me in one of these busy areas. I'm thinking it's probably more useful than the hunting cabins. But But yeah. I wonder how useful it would be. So if you end up starting a new game and you have like a lot of dense forest like this, just to have, rather than the crop fields, just have like a couple of gatherers hunting like each area, then a hunting cabin, then just see how much food that would produce. I think on my next playthrough I may try that, depending on the terrain, because if that works out, then you know, you're all set. Okay, so they harvested the food, they've got enough food to survive, but you know, I'm probably gonna just start over anyway, the damage has been done. But yeah. Anyway, that's it, thank you for watching. Join me next time, as I'm back to square one. Until then.